Hey YouTube, Vic Rocco 1 here, Corey. I just decided to release an introductory video about how I got into the RPG pen and paper hobby and what the hobby's done for me so far. I got into it when I went to the local bookstore, which doubled as the game store here in my hometown. Um, and they were playing board games in the back room, and the board game that they were playing was Dungeons and Dragons. Well, to me, it looked like a board game when I first saw it because they were playing with the miniatures, and I really got curious about it, and I went in and asked what they were playing, and they told me they were playing Dungeons and Dragons. So I got really curious, really interested, and I asked if they sold the game here, and they did. And well, they sold the game at the store, and they did. And they pointed me to the basic game set. I don't know if that brings back any memories for anybody who's first starting out in D&D. And so I picked that up and started playing with a good friend of mine who lived up the street from me. And we played Baldur's Gate and Neverwinter Nights. So we played online. So we weren't we were into the fantasy genre, but more into the PC role-playing side of it. So we never really tried the pen and paper. And just like any introductory set, we got into it, but it just wasn't enough. We wanted more, so we ended up going to the game store, and at the game store they had the core rulebooks for Dungeons and Dragons 3.5. So we picked them up, and we 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 really enjoyed it. We played for a good while, but we didn't really know the rules too well. We were just learning it as we went. So our first couple of adventures were just hack and slash. We really didn't know how to role play because we were so used to playing computer games, and that was kind of unfortunate. But we ended up going to another game store that opened up in our town, and they were running Dungeons and Dragons, but they were playing without the miniatures, and they were more focused on role playing. So it was really different and really interesting. And I remember my very first campaign. I played a mage, and I got a pseudo dragon, and I thought it was the coolest thing to have a pet mini dragon follow me around. So I think it was I got the improved familiar feat, and I ended up getting a pseudo dragon, and that's what hooked me. Just getting this dragon and playing this wizard, and I really started to get into role playing, and so did my friend. But sadly, the game store that we went to ended up closing down. But the bookstore stayed open, and they ran games, but the games were Saturday mornings, and we both played hockey, so we couldn't really make it. But we wanted to keep playing, so we decided to run our own games using the Wizards of the Coast weekly adventures, and we really got into it, and we played a lot of those adventures and had a good time through high school. But we kind of grew a little bit apart, me and that friend, after he moved to his grandmother's place. So we didn't really play as much. We're still good friends, and I still invite him for a game here and there, and we still will play together. And then he's I think he's still into the role playing, but he has other priorities now. He's in university, as am I, but he's in a different program. He's in engineering, so he's got a lot more homework that takes up his time, and also he's got lab work to do. So I don't have lab work. I usually have essays to write, but it seems that I have a little bit more time than he does. So I ended up game mastering for a couple of my friends that I met at university, and I got them into role playing. When you can't find a group, try to make one is my best advice, and I ended up doing it. And a lot of my friends they got into it, started playing it, and we play almost regularly. We haven't been playing as of the past month and a half, just because it was exam time and we just finished up, and we had to study and we had final projects, so that kind of puts a damper on trying to role play, and your hobbies you got to put them on the back burner. But I'm just gonna go into what the hobby's done for me so far. It's really I've met some really great friends through the hobby. Playing with these guys. I've always played sports, and I met friends through sports. And with anything you do, anything you try new, you're always gonna end up meeting new people, different interests, and that's always great. It's always great to have different people in your lives, because everybody changes, and it helps you grow as a person if you have friends that are athletes, friends that are into video games, friends that are into RPG games. It's always great to have a variety, and it's also really helped me with my writing skills and my reading skills. Also, it's helped me with math. Just because rolling the die, adding numbers, simple math, but yeah, it's always nice to have quick little tricks, in your head, how to, add numbers together really fast, and it really helps you. It really helps your creativity. Even as a player, you're creative as how you act out your character, and it's always great when you have a good group of friends that you can either, you never have to take the game too seriously, or you could take it too seriously, or not too seriously, but seriously. And what I mean by that is you can have a joke campaign and just go and have fun, or you can decide to play seriously, and it's always great. You can make the hobby what you want it to be. Is what I'm getting at here, I guess. And when you create a world, you basically you're the creator of this world, so anything can happen. I mean, you can write rules up for it. As of late, I've been playing the Pathfinder and Legend of the Five Rings, and these worlds are created by other people, but you can always add your own flavor to it, your own NPCs, your own characters, and I always really like that. So it really helped me with the creative aspect of my life. So I guess what I'm gonna get at here is, if you're thinking about getting into the RPG pen and paper gaming, do it. Always try new things, try new games. It's a good way to meet new people. It's a good way to get different experiences, and the more experiences you have in your life, the more fulfilled I think it becomes. Yeah, this has been just a quick introductory video, and I hope you liked it. Talk to you guys later. Bye bye.